Welcome to Haxby Shed. I was at the autojumble recently and I spotted this Smiths tachometer for £5. Now these are for sale on eBay, maybe around £50. They come with various ranges. This one is 500 RPM to 50,000 RPM. Now in the modern day we tend to use these things. I think I paid about £10 for this, and it basically works by firing a laser onto one of these silvered strips which you stick onto the shaft or whatever it is you want to measure. But to be honest, I remember these from when I was in training, and they're much more fun. So for the sake of £5 I couldn't pass it up. And this may look to you like a baby's high chair, but of course it's not. It's a portable dismantling table, and it will be until I get found out and chased off. So basically I think this works. I'll just get the cover off. This lens is loose, but I think if I clean it up I can just use a bit of silicone to glue it back into place. So let's get it apart. And maybe with a bit of luck all I need to do is give it a bit of light oil lubrication, and that will be another item added to the growing stock of things which I definitely need to make life interesting. So I'll start by removing this knob and try to do it without putting my hands in the way. Oh, 2 ball bearings there, not to lose. 2? Why not 4? There's 4 dimples, but only 2 springs inside the knob. And then I guess these 2. This is live, by the way, folks. I haven't done this before. This is real time. Bit risky. 2 screws there, and there's one here. So I'll just have a look at that. Oh, hang on. Yes, I do have to take that one out. Screwdriver's a little bit big for that. Okay. So there's an eccentric on that where the knob fits onto, and that eccentric goes into that slot there by the look of it and just moves across to change the setting. There's a glass lens, and otherwise it all looks pretty good. Oh, it's actually very well lubricated already. I'll bring it closer and hopefully it'll keep focus. Where are we? It's hard to do this in reverse. It's reverse for me. This way, that's it. And the oil has got a bit sticky, but otherwise I think it works perfectly well. Maybe I'll just clean it up and re-lubricate it. Now, when they were new, when it came as a set, was what I mean, there would be various rubbers and things that could fit onto here. There was rubber cups and things like that. I'll clean this off and re-lubricate it, and then we'll give it a test. This lever here is for reversing it. Or is it a lock? Well, I can't remember now. It's a lock. I can see it written on the front. It says lock. Okay. And it doesn't matter which way you turn it, it still gives a reading here. It's obviously got a reverser on it somewhere. Right. Okay. I'll move before I'm found out. I'll get this knob off again. It's very stiff actually when it's properly tightened up. It might be this centre shaft. 2 ball bearings. 1 ball bearing. 2 ball bearings. That's it. This thing is a Golf Mark II GTI cylinder head awaiting my attention. job to do on that. Will be a video in a while. Just put a little bit on there. Yeah, there's a dimple in the shaft, so when you tighten it up it pulls this knob on a bit further. It's quite stiff, but I'm sure the oil has helped. Next, to clean this glass up, and I'll just silicone it in place. I'll just work it round in here. I'll do it off camera because it's a bit tricky. Well, I've done my best to get it just on the ledge and not all over. Which way around does this go? That's the bottom, I think. That's where it was stuck before, is what I mean. Squidge that in. I'll worry about trimming off the excess silicone later. Got some big thumbprints on it. Next day, and the silicone's gone off, and I've cleaned up this lens. So now I'm just going to put some brake cleaner in here to clean off the old grease off these gears, and then I'll just put a bit of light grease on it. Right, we'll go and try it now against the tachometer which is on my lathe. I've got my Smiths tacho here in the chuck and my electronic tacho here, so I can compare one against the other directly. And I'm going to start at 215 RPM on the gearbox anyway. We'll see what it says up here and compare. Sorry, this is sideways on. I can't do anything about that. So we're looking for 215. Now let's wind it up a bit. I've put the gearbox on the next range, so we'll go for 500 this time. That's about as close as I can get. So you can see it's a bit slow. Now there is an adjusting screw, and I'm just wondering if I should try it. It's on one of these sides somewhere. Give me a moment. Oh, there it is. I'm going to have a go with that. Well, that's the closest I can get it. When my lathe tacho says 500, that's reading 485. If I adjust this screw any more, for some reason, I don't know why, the needle starts to stick around here. So something mechanical inside. Perhaps I don't fully understand how that works. I'm going to check the tacho on the lathe against this, expecting that I'll get the same readings on both. I've put the reflective square on here. It's a bit difficult to line up to get the reading, but let's have a go. Right, that's reading 223.8.9, and the tacho on the lathe is showing 223, so those two correspond. And this gauge is reading about 218, 217. I think this gauge reads about 3% slow. This is a use for it. I don't have a rubber cup, I'm just going to use a little piece of cloth. If I was trying to use that electronic RPM meter, I'd have to find a place to put that reflective material on it, and I don't even know where that would be, and it wouldn't stay on, obviously. Whereas with this, I can just drop it on the end of the shaft anytime I like and do a spot check on the RPM as I'm adjusting it on the inverter. So I hope that was useful to somebody. Thanks for watching Haxby Shed.